Hello, everybody. Angie just called me on the phone. She says, "Aren't you doing your live?" And it's like, oh my gosh. I'd gone out to dinner and then Joe and I were watching a Christmas movie and I just lost track of time. Just totally. So let me see who is in here. So sorry. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you just have those things. So Kevin from Lazy Pond Farm. Steph, how are ya? Sorry, I'm just like totally late. Jake, hello. Daryl. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I wouldn't do with my daughter Angie. Hi, Niecy, how are ya? Brian, hello. So, oh gosh, it still says that 10 people are still here. And Ange, thanks so much. She says, I texted you twice. My phone doesn't hardly ever make a noise anymore when I get texts. Hi, Lynn. How are ya? Hi, Jeannie. You know how you have to just breathe. Steph says, one time I got worried because they thought she was calling me. She thought I was calling her. Oh, I remember that day. It was just one of those mix-ups. Sue, congratulations. She won today. She won this today. Let me see if I can get the light to bounce on there. So I apologize for being late. You know, sometimes it's just, oh, come on, homesteading, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Fun and relaxing, peaceful, and serene. Hello. Mennonite Farmhouse, how are you this morning? And Anne, you just popped in. I just popped in. I was late. But thanks to Angie, she called me on the phone. Joe, I had gone out to dinner. Joe has kind of a stuffy nose, so he didn't go with us. And I brought his food home. And then he goes, I got Christmas movies up. You choose. So we were watching Christmas movie, and I just got over, and it was like, oh my gosh. I'm so glad that Angie called me on the phone. Hey, Doug, how are ya? Merry Christmas. And Simply Jan is in. Hello, Merry Christmas. So fun. So tell me. Doug, no, I got your Christmas card today, but I didn't get a package today. So maybe tomorrow. And and Charmaine is here too. Hello, Charmaine. How are ya? Oh, thanks. This is my new sweater. Not that it's really cold down here, but it is, you get used to, warm temperatures, and then it goes down, like right now it is 58 degrees. And so I put a sweater on. So and Doug, look at His Way Homestead. For a while I was having total trouble with Nightbot, and he wouldn't pop up Doug's channel, His Way Homestead, and it wouldn't pop up Jason at Homesteading Northern Michigan, but now it does. So, Nisi says, oh, almost a foot of snow this morning. Pictures of the cabin on my community tab. I will look on your community tab, because is it snowing where you are? Are you going to have snow for Christmas? Will we have snow? No. Has it ever snowed in Yuma, Arizona? Well, it's my understanding that about 25, 30 years ago, it had a little bit of snow, but I'm sure it didn't last. But somebody was telling me that when they were really young, and he's probably 35, 40 years old, he said that one time he was visiting his grandmother. He lives here now, but he was visiting his grandma at the time. And it snowed a little teeny bit, which would have been craziness because plants here are not used to snow. So that's one of those interesting things. Now, Brian at Castle Hives, Jan is saying hi to Brian at Castle Hives. Brian has made me a beehive, 3D printer beehive. I'm just so excited about getting it. Just totally excited about it. And hey Jake, how are you? Merry Christmas. Angie says, I got a heat pad on my back. Oh, you twisted it. Note to self, don't pick up a 400-pound couch by yourself. Yeah, probably, Angie, you shouldn't pick up a 400-pound couch by yourself. Were you rearranging your living room? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, Doug says that he's on his phone, so it's hard to chat. It is hard to chat. You can make comments, but like on my phone, on the computer, you can do the @ and then start typing a channel or a name, and it pops it up, and then they know you're talking to them. But on my phone, I can't do that. And maybe there's a trick to do that, but I can't. Charmaine says that snow maybe. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I have about 10 followers. Is that weird? No, because like a lot of my subscribers, when they comment a lot, I'll go over and I'll subscribe to them, even though they don't have any videos. And I just figure that, and you never know, sometime they might have videos and then they will already have subscribers. So I find that totally fun. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Oh, you were putting a rug under the couch. Oh, their couch is big, so I could believe that it weighs 400 pounds. And Brian says that it doesn't do that on the iPad either. See, that's interesting. How you can do some things on computers you just still can't do on your iPad or your phone. Someday, I am sure you're going to be able to do that though. Hi, Gloria. She says, hi, did I miss anything? Yes, you missed. I was late. I was late. I was doing stuff and I didn't realize the time, and I was just late. So I apologize for that. Nisi says they have more snow coming. Safe to say we will have a white Christmas here. So Montana, go Montana. We'll have a white Christmas. And I think they're going to have a white Christmas back home too in Gillette. I don't know how much snow. They didn't get 10 inches like Nisi did. Night Farmhouse says, I had 10 subs before I started because they believed in me before I did. See, that is fabulous. Totally fabulous. That sometimes you just have to have that little nudge, that little push, or somebody in your life that says, you can do this. Nisi says, I know a channel with over 500 subscribers. She uses a community tab and playlist to support her favorite channels. That's nice. Very interesting. Backbeat Rhythm saying hello to everybody. Merry Christmas to you. And Anne says, I'm on my phone almost all the time. I have to type in everyone's name with the @ Yeah, I'm not really sure why phones can't do that yet, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of the technology of it, and then it will do that. Remember to keep the snow up there. Jan, don't you want any snow? Wouldn't it be nice just to have a little snow? No. Oh, Backbeat Rhythm, thank you so much. If you send me your physical address, I will make you up a box because I sent out boxes to all my members with a little gift and card and stuff like that. So if you would send that to me, and let me put a banner across that has my email. Oh, this one does. Okay, so see how it says email, and that has my Etsy store, but just the email part, send that to me and I will send it to you. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. And see next to where it says backbeat rhythm. Okay, and then there's a little symbol, and it looks kind of like a kiltered S. Anytime you see that in the chat, that means that person has become a member. They're a member of my my community, and I appreciate that always. And it's almost Christmas. Anne says, I received my gift. You're the sweetest. Thank you. And I sent out little packages or boxes depending on the member, how long they had been a member and stuff, and with a little gift in there, and just something to thank them for being my members. And Brian says, the ornaments are on my tree now. They look great. Giving one to my mom. My wife is giving one to her mom. Good. Brian had gone to my Etsy store and ordered trees, and I sent the extra one. And so I'm so excited. Send me pictures. I got some pictures on emails of people that got their ornament, and it was on their trees. And so that's just fabulous to me. And so I appreciate it if any of you guys want to do that. And if you remember to do a thumbs up, I always appreciate that. It always helps with my analytics of YouTube, and it just helps. And so now on Thursday, I have some gifts from people and stacks of Christmas cards. So I'm going to do a mail call. And I thought I'd wait till Thursday. I'll check the mail on Thursday morning. And our post office is open just part of the day on Friday. And then not at all for the weekend. Because I always go over to California to Winterhaven, and it's a very small post office. And they've had signs up for weeks that said how they were going to be closed. So I was going to do a mail call on Thursday after I'd done that, and just share all the Christmas cards and all. It's fabulous, and I appreciate it. And so I just wanted to do that. And so I'm totally excited, Now, back home, it has been warm, and then it's been cold, and then it's been warm, and then it's been cold, and right now it's cold again. And so every morning on my Facebook, it tells me what the temperature is back home. And even though I miss the snow, I certainly don't miss the cold. And so it's just a weird thing, because I don't know about everybody else in different parts of the country when it snows. And in Wyoming, there's two kinds of snow. There's a snow that's blowing 60 miles an hour, and it's completely sideways. It's craziness. I'll open my front door, and it's literally going sideways. And it happens all the time. But then there's snow, and it makes these humongous flakes. And it just like drifts down. It's magical. It's like in a movie. And that's what I miss. I miss those ones. Oh, well, Charlie and Brandy. Hello and Merry Christmas. And I have a Christmas card from you. Thank you very much. And I started putting ribbons on the living room wall. I just hooked them up real at the very top of the ceiling. And then I have these little tiny clothespins. And so I'm hooking all my Christmas cards onto this ribbon. And actually, it looks kind of fun. I like it, because I was thinking, back home, I have a fireplace mantle upstairs. And so a lot of times I would just put my Christmas cards there. And there's some other little ledges in the living room. And so you can just set all your cards all over the place. And, well, I don't have that here. And I thought, what am I going to do with my cards? Because I like to display them. I like looking at them. And so I thought, well, I have ribbon. I have little tiny clothespins. And so why not? I can do that. So I'm totally excited about that. Oh, I'm glad you got your card. Excellent, excellent. And so Anne says, it sounds beautiful. We don't have much snow here. And do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Are you happy not having snow? Because some people don't like snow. I think it's interesting when kids have grown up and they've never seen snow, and then they go up in the mountains or they go to another state and there's all kinds of snow, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I love that look and their wonder in their eyes when they see snow for the very first time, or when you get a new puppy or a new cat and they go out into the snow the very first time, and it's like they're walking like they don't know what it is and they don't like it, and then after a while they get used to it and they just they're running all over. And our dogs, because we have a corgi and we have a dachshund, and they'll just like hop into the snow and then they'll get high centered and then they can't go anywhere, and it is just like so funny. And I miss that in the wintertime. I miss that in the snow. Brian says, they say today that we won't have a white Christmas here in Ohio. Oh, see, that's interesting because I think in Rapid City on Christmas Day, it's supposed to be pretty warm. So even if they get some snow, it'll be all gone. And Sue, I will mail your package tomorrow. And I also have a thank you note from last week on my live, and I didn't have your address, so that works out perfect. I didn't see snow until I was stationed in Germany. Isn't it interesting the first time you see snow and the first time you're building snowballs and you're making a snowman? It's just fabulous. When we grew up, there were so many times that we had 3 feet of snow all the time through the winter, and school would be out and it would drift, and then we would dig all these tunnels into the snow and we would have these castles inside the snow. It was fabulous, fabulously fun. And Steph, where is Steph? My husband does not like snow. It's a 4-letter word for him. I love it. My personal winter theme song is snow, snow, snow. I just watched White Christmas and they were singing that. That's a great song. And Steph sent me a picture of her Christmas present that I sent her, and it was fabulous. And I should have asked you before if I could pop that on, but I didn't think about that. And so I loved the picture. I'm tired of snow. I think you can get tired of snow, especially the older you get. The things that, when you're younger, you don't really even think about. You scrape your windows, now you get older and you have a remote start and it heats it up and it'll clear your windshield off, which is totally nice. But I think the older you get, the less you want to plow the snow. If you're using a shovel or you're using a plow, whatever you're using, it's I think a lot of times people, the older they get, they just don't want it. And says, oh, it's a good thing, 1 flake and I don't leave the driveway. In North Carolina, you don't know how to drive. I have seen this so many times that people move to Wyoming or South Dakota or Montana and they've never driven in snow. And they're crazy people. They don't know how to drive in snow. It's dangerous. You don't want to be around them because it's just not something they're used to. And your car reacts differently in the snow than it does in rain or wind or anything. So it's always very interesting. Charlie and Brandy say, we don't get much snow here where we are in Texas. I'm not a snow person. Christmas Day will be 83 degrees. That is awesome. I didn't look what I know that on Thursday we're in the 70s and it's supposed to just start going up again because we have basically like a week 60 degrees and then that's winter. Though there is always a chance of frost in the night, but it doesn't happen very often. Gloria says, yes, our new puppy was not sure what to do with the first snowfall. Isn't that so funny? And they walk, they go back, they're lifting their paws up. It is so cute. I love those videos and things. Yeah, you do have to drive slower. You have to give them space. You have to, because, even when you haven't had snow for, 6, 8 months, and the first time it snows, people that are used to it drive crazy too. So you just have to be careful. No Texans, people don't know how to drive in it. That's true. Yeah. Brian loves having his AWD all-wheel drive with the snow. I think it's a good, we've always had, well, the car has all-wheel drive, but the other ones have four-wheel drive, and I've always liked that, because it's high, four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low, depending on how much snow it is. And I just love that. I do. It's amazing. Totally amazing. And I think Joe would be happy if he never had to plow snow again, ever in his life. But before we leave and when we come back, we always get snowstorms. I think twice before we left, Joe was plowing. And when we get back in April, there'll be lots of snowstorms. Sometimes it'll snow all the way to the middle of May, or, it must have been 2 or 3 years ago now. 3 years ago, probably now. At the end of May, we had 11 inches of snow. It just happens in Wyoming. And Nisi will attest to that up in Montana. It just happens. 47 degrees here in Texas. What has been your average daytime temperature in Texas? Has it been 60s, 70s, 80s? So would my Joe. He hates snow blowing. And I mean, we've appreciated the fact that we've had a snowblower. It is nice having a snowblower, especially when you have the way our driveway back in Wyoming, back home, it wants to drift on one part of it. And gosh, without that snowblower, I mean, that's like Heart Attack City. Oh, and look who's here, Emma. How are you? And Merry Christmas, Emma. I hope you guys are all ready for Christmas. We've baked cookies. I made cupcakes. Then with the cupcakes, I'll put a picture on the community tab. I took pretzels and then I melted almond bark and put green food coloring in it. And then I kind of piped it back and forth and let it dry. So then when it stands up, it looks like a Christmas tree. And I stuck them in cupcakes. I put little sprinkles on it. And then I put sparkly sugar for the snow on the cupcakes. I thought it was very fun. Totally fun. While you are gone, are you concerned about how much snow on your roof? No. For the most part, the angle of our roofs go with the sun, and where it could get the most snow, it's south facing, and it usually just slides off. And then we have our young friend down the street, and he's in charge of shoveling our sidewalk because we live by a school. And so you have, I think the regulations back home are, you have 24 or 36 hours to shovel your sidewalk when you live by a school. And he was so cute, he's just in grade school, but he's old enough to shovel, just the sidewalk. He doesn't have to do the driveway. And I told him how much I would pay him for the season. And he says to me, how about you pay me just $2 every time I shovel? And I said, well, I could do that, I said, but I think you will make more money with me paying you $200. And he sat there for a little bit and he goes, oh, okay. And I mean, they have had snow a couple of times, but really it's been pretty warm back home for the winter. And so far, he hasn't had to shovel very many times. And so he is probably thinking this is a great deal. um, and sorry, Gloria, I meant to press Lynn. And she is back. Lynn, how are you? Thank you for the picture. And I so appreciate that. And I love it. People are talking back and forth. Oh, Nisi said that 2 of their neighbors dug them out. Thank goodness for good neighbors. That is true. Next to us back home are an elderly couple. He is, I should say elderly couple because I'm old too, but he's older than me. He's 75. And his wife is late 60s, maybe early 70s. And so a lot of times, Joe will just take the snowblower and go up his driveway too, and the sidewalk. So this year we're not there. So his son is going to have to come over and do it because he shouldn't be out. You know, he's very frail. And so it's nice to have good neighbors, though, to do that. And I appreciate that our little neighbor boy is going to shovel our sidewalk. Before that, we had some people from church that did it. But it ended up that the dad was doing it more than the kids. So, and our neighbor is just 2 houses down. And I thought, you know, that's what we should do. And you're right. It's nice to have neighbors. And it's, you know, in Wyoming and a lot of states, not just Wyoming, you know, you just do that for your neighbors, even if you don't really know them. You know, you just go and you shovel for them, or you help them, you know, get gravel, and you help them do different things. It's just what you have to do. I think it is a good learning experience. And what we did was we gave him half. So he had $100 before we left. And then he'll get $100 when we come back, because I thought it was an incentive. So if he gets bored in the middle of winter and he doesn't want to shovel, his parents are going to go, well, they're not going to pay you if you don't shovel. So, and Lynn says, well, I'm well, finished putting laundry away and ready to go to bed. I love the pictures, and I love the pictures of your granddaughters. And so thank you so much for sending those to me. And if you don't mind, I will post your ornament picture if that's okay with you. Backbeat Rhythm, good night. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for becoming a member, and make sure you send me an email and I will send that out to you tomorrow. So very exciting having a new member. I'm totally excited. Emma says, no snow here yet. It's been unseasonably warm. By this time, we usually have at least 2 snowstorms. It's, you know, weather's changing. It's going in cycles. You know, if you look through history, how we have these cold spells through the United States, and then it's warm again, and then it's cold again, and then it's warm again. And it's interesting. So right now we're in a season of warm, and I'm appreciating it, though I'm actually kind of concerned with my trees. Usually when we're back home, if we have times when it's 70 degrees, 60 degrees over and over again, I'm out watering my grass. I'm watering my trees, as long as the ground's not frozen. And once it gets frozen solid, I don't really have to do that. But sometimes I will pack snow up next to hedges or trees and stuff just to protect it a little bit. And so it's always interesting. It's nice not to have to plow your driveway. But if you don't get enough snow, back home, literally more trees die from lack of water in the wintertime than they do from anything else, which seems so weird, but they have to have a certain amount of moisture. Thank you so much for stopping by. 1046 there. and I can't keep my eyes open. Go to bed. I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous Christmas. It was cold here in North Texas today, and yesterday and today, but 80 by the weekend. It sounds like a whole bunch of the area of the country is going to be really warm for Christmas. So it'll be interesting seeing pictures, and because people will post on Facebook, they'll post on YouTube of if they have a white Christmas or if they don't have a white Christmas. When we were kids, it was weird because if you got like bikes or things that you could play outside, you didn't want it to have snow. But if you had a lot of snow, you could go sledding and you could make igloos, and you could, if it drifted, you could dig into and make tunnels and caves in the snow. So it's just kind of crazy. Emma, yep, I went to the pool today. Isn't that awesome? I'd love that. Emma says that it's crazy. It's supposed to be nearly 70 degrees on Christmas Day. That is weird. I mean, it's not weird for down here, but it's certainly weird for parts of the country that usually you think of snow at Christmas time. Is it good? Is it bad? It's just what it is. And all the different ways have, good points and bad points. I did a video the other day about keeping a journal. And I got my journal. I bought it. And you'll have to check out that whole video. And I tell you all about it, but Joe would probably hear me, and I don't want him to hear about it. So, because he's just right over there. So it's, it's an interesting project. So check out my video about journaling for the next year. Oh, Lynn says, I wore my Suburban Homesteader Wyoming knit hat today. Last year, I sent all my members stocking caps that they're knitted. I did them. And the ladies had balls on the top. And lots of them had fur. And some of them had yarn, depending on if I'd already gotten the fur balls on who got what. So that's fun that you're wearing that. You'll have to send me a picture. Nisi says, we're forecasted to get snow on the 24th and the 25th, lows down to 19, highs of the 30. See, that's a normal Midwest winter, where Brian at Castle Highs in Ohio is going to be at 40. So it's just crazy, I would I say I wanted to stay in Wyoming in the wintertime after being down here for 2 years during the wintertime? No. I like that I can garden 2 places. And so, I'm okay with that. Oh, look who's here, Debbie. Merry Christmas, and thank you for the wonderful card and ornament. You are very welcome. I just got it today. It's so great. It is so great of you to send that. It made my day. Good. I'm glad that you liked it. Good. And Debbie is one of my members, and she was actually, was it 2 weeks ago, Debbie? I think 2 weeks ago. She was up on a Monday night. So if you want to see that live, you can meet Debbie and all about her channel and everything. And we had great fun. And she is also from Wyoming. So go Wyoming. Emma says that in the Midwest, I'm in the Midwest, but not having a Midwest winter. I have heard that from a lot of people. We'll see. It is still early though. So Emma, January, February, March, you may have more snow. It could, switch just as easily. It used to be that December was our coldest month in Wyoming and South Dakota. I remember one time the kids were little, and the month of December, It never got above 0 for a high. And I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks it was like that. People's tires were getting all weird, because, I mean, the wind chills were 60 below 0. It was just craziness. And so I don't miss those days at all. And Debbie has been in the recovering from RSV, which is usually for kids, but she got it. And so it's been a long time with her struggling to get better with that. I am finally almost completely over it. I am so glad. I met another YouTuber in Wyoming the other night at Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. Oh, I'm going to write that down. Bake a Leg. That is so fun. Oh, here's her thing. Her ID is Snow Gardener 307. Budgets. Oh, my sister lived in Pinedale, Wyoming for, gosh, years and years. She raised most of her kids at that time until they moved to Sheridan. I like Big Piney, Wyoming. And it is cold in Big Piney, Wyoming in the wintertime. And Debbie, if you think that it's hard to grow some vegetables, my sister couldn't grow tomatoes unless it was in a greenhouse. It just wasn't long enough. They would the frost was too late in the spring, too early in the fall. And so she grew them in greenhouses. Snow Gardener 307. Cool. I will check her out. I like it when I find, or somebody tells me about people that are from Wyoming. So that is awesome. Debbie, they're praying for you. Emma, hate to go. I'm so sleepy. I always know that it's late, so people will come in and out. Emma, it was great to see you or talk to you, and Merry Christmas. Fabulous. I have seen RSV running in adults here recently. So it's something that's going around the country. That's interesting. Because until Debbie, I don't think I'd ever known an adult that had it. Not that I remember off the top of my head. So I am glad that you're getting better. Sarah, how are you? YouTube actually showed me you're live. I've been using my homemade vanilla. Thanks for showing me how. Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. And Sarah, if you don't know, I also have a playlist that is vanilla bean recipes. And so I started it, I think, in August. And so every Thursday I have had a video on making something with the vanilla bean. And a lot of the things, if you don't have vanilla beans, you can substitute just vanilla. And so we have made all kinds of stuff. So if you need some different recipes, Sarah, just go check that out. Yeah, so Snow Gardener says she is in gardening zone 4A, where Gillette is 4B. Is Cheyenne 4B or is it a 5? That's pretty darn cold. It is cold. Everyone, thank you for your prayers. My partner is still struggling with it. He has a compromised immunity. So we will, yeah. And Brandy and Charlie had it when you had COVID. See, I didn't realize that you had it when you had COVID, or I didn't remember anyway. But I hope everything is better with you guys too. And around Wyoming, it's been going around. The hospital is warning about it. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It's weird, after all of the stuff we've been through for 2 years, even if you're just getting, you just have a simple cold, your mind goes, oh, is it just a cold, or should I be worried about this? Or, it's a whole different way of thinking, and I don't like it. I don't. Oh, see, I thought Cheyenne was zone 5. depending on the year. This past year it was more 5B than 5A. And as gardeners in Wyoming, and I'm sure Debbie will attest to this, we are always searching in our yard for microclimates where, like, I'm a 4B. I grow lots of things that are 5s because I'm always pushing that limit. If I can find a place where it's very sheltered, it gets a lot of sun, can I grow it? I'm always looking for that. And down here, one night we had, it was the coldest night since last year we didn't have below 40 ever for a night temperature. And we had 30, well, they told us it was going to be 39 degrees. And I covered stuff because I have my tomatoes in the back garden are as tall as me. And my corn is way taller than me now. And it's starting to tassel. I'm so excited about it. So I decided I would cover it. And some of the pumpkins, they were too big. It was too spread out for the material that I put over top of it. And there was damage. So I'm not really sure it frosted, but it was enough that it damaged those plants because they're used to warm weather. So, but now it's not supposed to get colder than 40s and 50s for a while. And so probably that 1 week where it went down below the 40, I think there was 2 days that they estimated it was going to be 39. I think that's the only time I had to worry about it. I don't like it either, Sandy. I have allergies and sneeze a bunch. Can't do that in the public anymore. I know, isn't that funny? Like sometimes Joe will start to sneeze and he sneezes like 5 times and doesn't have a cold, nothing. It just something, maybe it's from cooking and there's pepper in the air, whatever it is. And he'll sneeze and sneeze and sneeze. But you don't want to do that in public because people will look at you like there's something wrong with you when all you're doing is sneezing. And it's a weird thing. Debbie says, my partner says that he'd never seen a situation like this with RSV. Yeah, see, I haven't seen that either. And so that's a weird thing that's happening. Lynn says, me too, Anne. Just walking by the candle aisle in Walmart can make me sneeze. See, scents, perfumes, candles can make you sneeze. And then people look at you and it's like, oh my gosh, it's this weird, crazy thing that I don't like. Charlie and Brandy are saying good night to everybody. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have a very Merry Christmas. And I hope Autumn just enjoys Christmas beyond words. I'm sure she will. And Debbie says, if I had my preference, I would probably not live in Wyoming. It is my partner who remains here because his children are here. And I love him. Yeah, everything is choices in our lives. And I think things are not just choices. Some things are seasons in our life. And where you might want to do something, at this part of this era of your life, it changes, it changes. Like when you have young kids, you're very much, you're busy with your kids. And so there are things that you would like to do, but there's just not time. You'd like there to be more time in the day, but there's just not. And so it's no use to get angry or upset or resentful. It's just that season in your life. And then you get older and your seasons change. And then you get older and you're an empty nester and all of a sudden you can do other things. And, at some point, maybe Debbie, you and your significant other go south for the winter time. Then he's there in the summertime, and so he still sees the kids. It's a lot of different things. And Dale, right in there. Thursday, I'm doing my mail call because I have some gifts and I have some cards, and I just want to thank everybody. Thank you, Debbie, for saying that. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. I just remembered. It's easy. You get busy. You're watching everything over there. And like Angie, she is 7A in gardening, and it's great. Though they did get some snow, but her snow never lasts very long. And I mean, in her little greenhouse, her citrus survive, in the wintertime. I find that marvelous. And speaking of citrus, we planted 4 citrus trees last winter. 2 of them are growing really well after we put the netting over, because the birds would come down and eat. They literally rip those new leaves, and I guess they eat them. And so we netted them, and 2 of them just really took off then. But the other 2 were just still, they weren't dying, but they weren't thriving. And I had a lot of herbs growing around there. Like one of them had rosemary and sage. And I thought, I am going to dig those up and move them to another garden spot. And then around the other one, I had thyme and oregano, and I pulled that all up. So we'll see if that makes a difference and helps them grow. So I gave them some nutrients, and we will see how it goes. Erin said we got 8 inches of snow last week. Yeah, see? And it was beautiful. And she had all these icicles hanging down on her porch. It was beautiful. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I couldn't remember your partner's name, Greg. And he's very extremely political and prefers living in the last 2 free states. Awesome. Wyoming. And I saw that Lynn said that she had to go. So good night, Lynn. Thank you. And Merry Christmas. Lynn has been a longtime subscriber, and we've become friends, and we have just had a blast together. There are really beautiful gardens there, and it seems it is not as harsh of climate as here. It's amazing. All across the country, you can make such a beautiful oasis wherever you live, is what I really think. Wherever you live, it can be just amazing. It's just, what you want to do. Like there's a lot of people down here, and they have their house. A lot of them have patios and different things. Some of them have fruit trees because they grow well down here. But then there's some of them, and all the rest of the stuff is just gravel. And they're totally happy with that. Me? No. No. It can't just be gravel. And, I will keep gravel that for Joe's driveway. But eventually, no, there's not going to be gravel. Gloria says, I have a question. When should I trim the hydrangeas? I'm fairly new at planting. First, Gloria, what zone are you in? And what type of hydrangeas do you have? Some hydrangeas you can really cut back, and other ones, lots of them make their flower on last year's growth. And so you wouldn't want to prune that part of it. An easy way to kind of check that out is you watch the new growth for a summer. If it doesn't have any, so you're in Michigan. Okay. If you don't have any flowers on that new growth, more than likely it's ones that flower the second year on that new growth. So whatever was new growth, that next year, that's where the flowers are going to be on. So don't prune that, because if you prune that off, you won't have flowers. And there's just, why don't you send me an email? Okay. That would be awesome. Oh, look who's here. The Bunky Girl, the superhero. Hi, Miss Sandy. Sorry I'm late. Mama said I can stay up just for your live. That's so sweet. Merry Christmas. I hope you girls are going to have just a blast on Christmas. Now, if you don't know, Bunky is my superhero. You know, how many young girls do you know can have their very own YouTube channel? I mean, she has a YouTube channel with her sisters, but now she has Bunky's Garden, and she shows you all kinds of stuff. You'll have to check her out and subscribe to Bunky's Garden because we love Bunky. And I tell her all the time she's my superhero because she is. And Debbie is suggesting I trim my hydrangeas after they bloom in the spring because they really shade out a lot of the other plants. See, you can do that. But make sure what kind of hydrangea you have. Okay. But send me maybe some pictures or more information about it because there's some options, you know. So, Jan, are you going to have snow for Christmas? Because that is so funny. Bunky is Junior Lou's faucet. Bunky, we love you. You know that. And, I have something else for the Vineyard Chicks, but I decided that I was sending it after Christmas. So, Bunky, don't tell your sisters that I got something else for you to, because I didn't want you to think it was a Christmas present. It's just something for you. Now, there are a few hydrangeas that, how would I put this? Most hydrangeas that they breed now, the flowers that they produce, you can't save the seeds from them. They're not viable. But there are some that you still can, and there's some old varieties. You know, otherwise you would take cuttings and you would do, that's how you would propagate them. But there are some old varieties of hydrangeas that actually you can save the seeds, which is kind of fun and crazy if you ask me. Jan says that looks like they're going to have a nice day at Christmas. See, lots of nice days. In Cheyenne, they're not going to get snow unless you buy a snow machine. That is awesome. And yeah, like another thing that they've done, because breeders are always doing things for plants, and some things are really good and some things I don't like. Like it used to be that you would buy mums in the fall, you know, and you could overwinter them. Well, they have bred them, so there's only a few of them that are perennials. Almost all mums that you buy now are annuals, and they won't survive in a winter. Like in Wyoming, I couldn't plant them out and just mulch them and have them come back the next year. Most of them that you buy now, they're annuals. And that I find disappointing. You know, and I understand they're doing it because they make more money. Because you have to buy those mums each fall. Where if you have some that are perennials, you don't. And the plants get bigger and bigger each year. And I guess I can understand it. I just I'm disappointed when they do stuff like that. You know? And some of it is they're changing the whole DNA structure, gene structure. Some things is just cross-pollinated and they're breeding it out of them. You know, they're cross-pollinating ones with that do a little bit different, and it's just interesting. Though I don't know how I got on the garden things, but but the other thing about hydrangeas, some of them have very much an umbrella, and then there's some very cone-shaped ones. And then there's hydrangeas that have the really tight little flowers, and then they send the, it's almost like strings out, and then they have a flower. hydrangeas are a fabulous flower. And so if you haven't tried to grow any of those, it's amazing. And Bunky says that I'm is my superhero. No, Bunky is my superhero. In fact, I think I should probably find her a cape and have Bunky's garden on the back, and she can wear it when she's flying through the garden. Yeah. And we were talking about hollyhocks now. In fact, I've never seen a little single stalk hollyhocks until I came to Wyoming. Oh, yes. See, that's interesting because when we grew up, they were all single stalk. But I lived in Wyoming and I lived in South Dakota. But back east, they have bush hollyhocks. See, I find that interesting. Just different areas, different varieties of the same plants. And so it's amazing. But everybody, we're almost at an hour. Friday mornings live when it's Christmas Eve, I am giving a few things away. Now, Sue won this on my drawing. She got to pick which one she wanted. She picked this one. So I have my colored one. And these are made out of seashells. And these are colored seashells, and then they have little ornaments on them. And so Friday morning, I'm going to give one of these away. I'm giving this one away. So if you're on the live, you can win that. And I know that you won't get it before Christmas Day. That's true. But, you know, you'll have it for next year. You can still keep it up until the middle of January or whenever you want. And they were fun to make. And my mom comes over and she goes, oh, I like those. So I thought, gosh, I'm going to have to make one of those before Christmas and give it to my mom. You know, because if she likes it, I want to make it for her. So, but everybody, thank you so much. I apologize again that I was a little late, and thanks to Angie for calling me on the phone and say, hey, you got a live, and I didn't realize what time it was. And, you know, I was watching Christmas movies. Sorry. But tomorrow morning, I am making, you take burlap, and then you can either use chicken wire or welded wire, and you form it into this cone, and you can plant in it. So if you don't want to plant in it because it's too cold where you are, you can put Christmas bulbs in it. You can put greenery, you know, evergreens in it. You can do a lot of different things. So tomorrow, that video's up. I'm actually going to plant plants in it, but I am going to show you what it would look like if you put some bulbs in it too. And Wednesday, I'm doing the video on healthy holiday treats. And instead of a gingerbread house, I'm going to show you how you can make a house out of vegetables that you can use on a display, and then they can eat the vegetables off of it too. And they're really pretty fun to make. And I'll show you what to use for the base of it so that everything hooks onto it, and it's kind of fun. So, but everybody have a fabulous, oh, Debbie, they're good. The one night that I got cold, the part that was sticking outside of the cover had a little bit of damage on it, but not enough to kill the plant at all. In fact, I just had to clip a couple leaves, and that was all of it. But they are growing. So I'm totally excited about my pumpkins and squash. So thanks for asking about that. But everybody, have a good night. Merry Christmas Friday morning. And actually, I have videos every day until Christmas Eve. And I have that live. And then this weekend, no videos this weekend because it's Christmas Day. And then Sunday, I'm going to try to catch up on all my videos that I'm behind on and all my comments. So I start fresh on Monday. So everybody, thank you so much. Have a great day. And Steph, love you too. Have a great night, and I will see you next time.